Hey guys, we are live. Let me know in the chat section, which should be, if you're on a desktop or laptop, it should be off to the right hand side. So let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I did move. Last week we were in my office, and this week I am in front of the Christmas tree that I just got put. I actually got it put up last weekend, but I just got put up, and I wanted to make sure that my stream was good because last week there were a couple people that had some difficulties with it, like stopping and pausing, and I didn't want that to happen. So let me know by posting in the chat. I can see the chat. So let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything is okay on this screen. Let's see. There is a bit of a delay, so I'm gonna kind of wait for just a minute to see if you can hear me. Today is, oh, hello, Desiree. Thank you so much for letting me know that you are here and you are watching. I hope you can hear me. It looks like, yeah, I've got a wave. Looking good. Great. Thank you guys so much for being here today. It is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So if you're in the US and you celebrated Thanksgiving on Thursday, everybody has kind of like been doing a ton of shopping. I know we had a Black Friday sale, which was amazing. If you got in on our Black Friday sale, let me know in the comments, because I think this is going to be the last year that we offer the recall course. It's such an incredibly discounted price. It's like, it blew me away how many people took me up on the offer, because I really, like, it was go big or go home for this sale. So everything looks good. Just keep, thank you so much. Here, you can all hear me. That's wonderful. So what I would love for you to do, now that I know that you can hear me, is to start posting your questions in the chat. I do have a couple of things ahead of time. Some people submitted some questions prior to today's live stream, and I also have something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about, so definitely stay tuned for that. I did want to remind you, oh my goodness, thank you so much, JR, for the super chat. I wanted to let you guys know about the super chat if you haven't already seen it. Right next to where you hit the submit button when you're posting a question or a comment, there's a little like emblem, and if you click that emblem, it looks like a dollar sign. So what it'll let you do is send a super chat or a super sticker, which is really super cool, because when you send a super chat, it's highlighted for me, so I see it above anybody else's. So especially if you have a question that you want to get answered, I'm gonna see it. It's gonna be highlighted, and it's gonna be like really prominent. So it's a great way to help support the channel, because you know I'm here bringing you guys content because I love to, and not because it is easy. So JR is saying, what's the best way to potty train? Well, I do. Thank you so much for asking the question, JR. Oh my goodness, you sent a super sticker too. That's so cool. It's actually the first time I've seen a super sticker. It says cool, and it has like a little, I don't know what that is. It kind of looks like a pear dancing. Very cute. So I hope you guys can see it in the chat as well. I really appreciate it. What is the best way to potty train? So I have a whole section in the online video training course, which you can find linked in the description of this video, about potty training, and I've talked about it in a few different videos on the channel so far. Really, the best thing I can tell you about potty training is you need a schedule, and you need to stick to your schedule. Anything else I could say is that you need to remain positive and understand that mistakes happen. If a mistake happens, it is because you have not been doing your job on staying on top of your schedule, managing your dog's environment. So all of these things are going to be really, really key to potty training your dog. It can be a fairly easy process and quick, but it takes some dedication. You've got to get in there and get it done and not kind of dilly-dally around it. Stick to a schedule. The younger the dog is, the more often you're going to need them to go out and potty. When you first adopt a young puppy, I would say as much as every 15-20 minutes, you need to be going outside and giving your dog the opportunity to use the bathroom outside. I say use the bathroom, that's so silly, to potty outside, and really reward that when they do. When they get it right, reward it, because your dog is going to remember that so well and they're going to want to continue to do that. So manage the environment. Make sure you are with your dog 100% of the time while you're in the potty training phase. If you can't be with your dog, make sure you have them in an enclosed space that they have room to walk around, so maybe like a kitchen, but you have potty pads down, so it's going to be easy to clean, and understand there are going to be mistakes in there, but stick to a schedule and knock it out, get it done. Be positive. Remember, we are always talking about being positive, and those are going to be some of the best things to do for potty training. To go through it all would take up quite a bit of time, but I really appreciate the question, and anybody else who is watching, make sure you are posting your questions in the chat section. I did tell you guys about the super chat, which is absolutely awesome, but I want to mention this in case anybody is watching this after the fact. There's also an applause button that YouTube has just added. It's right next to the like button. Make sure to hit the applause button. I would really appreciate it. It helps support the channel. If you are new here, if you're watching this video and you are not subscribed, you're going to see right down there, I don't know where I'm pointing yet. You're going to see right down there that the subscribe button is red, so go ahead and click it and subscribe to the channel. It'll turn gray, a bell will appear. Click the bell, select all notifications so YouTube can notify you. So, okay. What are we going to talk about today? So I have a couple of things that I want to talk about, but I do want to make sure I'm getting to all of the questions that you guys are posting. So I'm going to check the chat section pretty regularly. Let's see here. Okay, so Desiree posted a question. It says, how do I stop my 3-year-old small dog from going crazy barking each time he sees another dog walking outside from the window? So barking is a really, really interesting thing, and there are so many different reasons that a dog barks. It's one of the ways that they communicate with us. And I think I talked about this on last week's live as well. When your dog is, the situation you are describing is an alert bark, because your dog is saying to you, there is something going on outside. I'm not sure what's going on, but it doesn't look good to me. And your dog is trying to let you know of what's going on. So we need to get ourselves in the right mindset, first of all, of what our dog is doing and saying to us. Your dog is warning you of a potential threat. Even if you don't see it as a threat, your dog does. So we need to acknowledge that with our dog. The best way that I have described this is in my ebook. I go over the 7 canine commandments, which in the book I call the 7 miracle steps, and I go really into detail about exactly what to do with alert barking, because we have gotten really super lazy as pet parents. The worst thing you can do is to yell and scream at your dog to stop barking. All your dog is hearing is you barking along with them. So it's just going to increase their barking, because they're like, oh my gosh, you think there's a threat too? Let's make sure this threat doesn't come here. They're just going to bark louder and longer. So it's absolutely the worst thing you can do. We need to acknowledge their bark and let them know that we understand, and we need to then step in and take over, because it's their job to alert us and it's our job to actually do the protecting. So if we think back to when dogs were domesticated from wolves, it was a mutually beneficial relationship, because the dogs, or the wolves at the time that were being domesticated into dogs, got the benefit of, scrap food and warmth by the fire, and because of the fires, the predators weren't coming around. So there was a lot of, it was a very symbiotic relationship, and in turn, the then wolves that were being turned into what we now know as dogs would alert the tribe or the group of people at night, especially, to any threats coming around. They would bark and howl, and the people knew that, okay, we've got to step up and get into action because there's a threat coming our way. So we have gotten really lazy on our end of the bargain, right? So we are not stepping in and letting our dogs know that we understand, we hear them, and we're going to take over. So we've got to get back to that. So I would definitely recommend, Desiree, thank you so much for the question, checking the link in the description to get my ebook, because I go into this way more in detail, and I kind of break it out step by step as to exactly how to let your dog know that you've acknowledged, or you are acknowledging that there is a potential threat out there, and how to kind of take over and let your dog know, which we're using our body language to let our dog know that we're going to take over and we're going to protect. And the longer you do this, the more you get on top of this, the easier it's going to be. Your dog is still going to alert you to any potential situations, but it's going to be so much easier for you to say, yep, I got it, thank you. And literally we tell our dog thank you, and she's like, okay, you got it, and she calms down. It's really beneficial for our dogs because their stress level goes way down, right? So like their anxiety is going to go way down once they realize that we are taking over and we are, holding up our end of the bargain, and they don't. Right now our dog is saying, not only do I have to alert you, but I have to try to protect this place too, which is not, like, what else are they going to do but continue to bark, because it's the only way they are, in their minds, they're like, how else am I going to keep this threat from coming towards us, from coming into our home? I'm going to keep barking and being really loud, so they think there's this big bad animal in here and they don't want to come in here. So we gotta get our heads in the right mindset of what's actually going on, so we can appropriately respond to it. So definitely check the link in the description and grab your copy. It's a digital download, so once you click it, and it's super inexpensive. So once you click it, and I will say, for anybody watching this, my next year, starting January 1st, all of my prices are going up. So I would definitely get in on the deals right now, because you are never going to see prices this low again. So grab a copy of the ebook. You can download it immediately and start reading it, and you can get through it in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. If you get the audio book as well, you can just listen to it while you're like driving in the car or something. Get through it really quickly and implement the 7 canine commandments in your home with your dog, because these are the things that I implement in every single home I go into to train a dog in their home. I put these in place before anything else, and I see I have testimonial after testimonial of people saying, literally, after we put the 7 canine commandments in place, we saw such huge differences in our dog and in our relationship with our dog. So definitely recommend you try that out. Thank you so much for asking about that, Desiree. JR has a couple of questions, and Angela. I see Angela has a question as well, so let me try to get through all of these. JR says, what's the best rescue dog? Any rescue dog? Really, I mean, there are so many different things to consider when adopting or even buying a dog, and every household is different. If you have small children, if you have grown children, how much time you're at home, there are so many different things to consider. I actually have a video on my channel that kind of goes through everything you need to be considering before adopting a dog. So if you're in the group, if you're not in the group, check the link below and join the group. If you are in the group, I'll post a link to that video in there so you guys can refer to that. Let's see. Our dog barks at dogs outside too, drives her crazy. It does, because they're a potential threat in your dog's mind. Angela says, how do you get a puppy to stay? Angela, stay actually is fairly easy to train as long as you are using positive reinforcement. I would recommend for you, there's a link in the description of this video to the beginner dog training series. And the beginner dog training series, it's a total of 19 videos, and I walk you through in order of how you should be training your puppy or any new dog that you bring home. It starts with the leave it cue and it works through. Stay is, I think, close to halfway through, maybe a little bit more than, or a little bit before halfway through, because you need to build communication with your dog, right? So once you build a communication channel with your dog, then you're going to find so many things come really, really easy. But positive reinforcement, and your dog wants to do what you want them to do. They just need the tools to be able to do whatever it is you're asking them to do. So I definitely recommend you going through the beginner dog training series. It is a free series. So you can just go through and every week work with your dog a little bit more and a little bit more. And once you get to stay, you're going to see huge differences in the communication between you and your dog, and it's going to be a lot easier to train as long as you go through in order in the way that I set the series up. So I definitely recommend you checking that out. JR says, Angela, that's a great question. It is a great question. Thank you so much for being here and asking about it. JR says, I'm getting your class now, which reminds me, I told you guys I was going to be giving away some free training this week. So last week, if you checked it out, last week I gave away some gift cards because I hit 4,000 subscribers on YouTube, which was amazing. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel and finding value in what I'm bringing to you. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you and every single view I get here on YouTube. And overwhelmingly, people, even though it was giving away gift cards, people were saying, I want access to your course. I want the free training more than they wanted gift cards. So what I did this week, and this is going to evolve, but this week we are doing a free sneak peek. So what I'm going to do is put a link up on the screen, and what you can do, there we go. I'm going to move it around so you can see it a little bit better. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so I put a link up on the screen, and sorry about moving everything around. I'll get it back to where it's gonna be. So there's a link on the screen. It's a bit.ly link. So it's bit.ly/YT free train. And what you can do is, anybody that sees this link, you can go ahead and type that link in. Don't type it in on the browser you're watching this. Open a new tab and type it in. And all you have to do is enter your name and email, and you'll get free access to a sneak peek of the course, the full course, which, like I said, this is going to evolve. So I'm going to start adding some new things in there. So definitely once you watch what's already in there, I will be adding some more to it. You're going to get like more access the longer you're in it. So go ahead and get your free access, because I know last week everybody was like, above and beyond, we don't even care about these gift cards, we want some training for our dogs. So this is what we're doing this week, and I am really, really happy to be able to bring this to you. Let's see. JR says, do you have a giveaway? Yes, I'm giving you some free training. That's the giveaway today. Gift cards. Oh, you want some more gift cards? Okay. Well, maybe next week we'll do some more gift cards. I did the free training this week. And thank you so much. You did another super chat. I really appreciate it. That's a great place for a link. Yeah, so if you can see, you don't have to type in the HTTPS, but the link does start, oh my goodness. The link does start with HTTPS. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller again. Let's see if you can see that now. All right, guys, so I actually did have something that I wanted to talk to you about. Got it. Desiree says, thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback on answering questions. I really, really do, because sometimes I'm not sure if I'm getting across to you what I'm trying to say. So I did have something that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, so give me just one moment to take a drink, because it really dries your mouth out to talk this much. So I mentioned earlier, if you guys, I have some notes on my phone to make sure I'm getting it right. So if you are in the group, let me know in the comments, in the chat section. If you're not in the group, I want you to check the description and go ahead and request to join the group. It's completely free. There are thousands of other pet parents in the group, so it's a very really cool group to be in. There's a lot of like-minded people where we can ask questions and share ideas and get questions answered. Of course, you can share pictures and videos of your pets, and I'm in the group all the time to help answer questions. But anytime someone does ask a question, I'm always blown away by everybody else in the group who is offering such amazing advice. I love the community, and I really hope that you join. But the reason that I brought it up again is because after this video is over, I'm going to post a link in the group, and it's going to be to a study. Rodney Habib actually had posted about this, and if you don't know who he is, I'll post about that in the group as well. But there was a study done in England. And basically what this study said is that scientists and researchers are studying the waters in England, and they're finding really high levels of toxins in the waters. And these are, lakes and streams and rivers, which of course is where we get a lot of our drinking water from as well. And of course I don't know too much about the water system in England, but in the waters in England, they're finding a ton of toxins, neurotoxins specifically, in the waters. And what they have found after studying these neurotoxins is that they are from dogs who are getting in the waters who have flea treatments on. So if you're not familiar, there are tons of different options for flea treatments. Most of them say that you need to apply this to, the back of your dog's neck monthly. And what is being found is that these neurotoxins are in the waters. They're affecting the wildlife in the water, so the fish and the whole ecosystem in the waters, from the plant life to the marine life in the waters, are being affected. And JR says, what's the name of your Facebook group? The Facebook group is called The Art of Pet Parenting, and there is a link in the description below. So I'm going to post a link to this study in the group when this call is done. But basically what they're saying is that the wildlife, first of all, the plant and animal life in the waters is being affected negatively by the neurotoxins, the levels of neurotoxins that are in the waters that are coming from our pets, because we're applying these neurotoxins to our pets in an effort to keep fleas and ticks off of our pets, which is an important thing to do. Keeping fleas and ticks off of our pets is a very important thing to do, but it's not only affecting the waterways, it's affecting the other wildlife in the area who live off of the waterways. So it's an issue. And even though the study was not done here in the US, I can almost guarantee you that the same thing is happening here, because we are doing the same things with our pets and applying these neurotoxins. So one thing I do want to say, just on the surface, a lot of these flea and tick treatments on their own have a really can be very detrimental to our pets. In fact, there are whole groups online who they do nothing but people go there to say, guess what, my dog is affected now, my dog has seizures, or my dog died from having this flea and tick treatment put on them. It's not uncommon. In fact, it's actually quite common, because the idea is that the little vial of medication that you're putting on the back of your dog or your cat, what it does is it attacks the neurological system of the flea or the tick to kill it. Now, if you think about that, how would you expect that to not also affect your dog or cat's neurological system? You can't. It is going to affect them, whether it's something really strong and acute that's happening immediately, like seizures, or if it's going to affect them little by little by little by little every month that you apply it. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that and just kind of bring this to people's attention, because the more you know, the better you can do. And I haven't actually mentioned this yet on this particular channel, but I am looking more into what I can do for my dog specifically. My cats are 100% indoors, so I'm not as concerned with them, but my dog goes outside, obviously. What more I can do for my dog, because we are planning a move not too terribly soon, in probably 5 to 6 months, but we're planning to move to an area where I have more of a concern for fleas, ticks, and heartworm as well. So I wanted to talk to you guys about one thing that I am doing that you can also do. And instead of using the topical, the neurologics that are, and I'm not going to mention any brand names here, because I don't want to call anybody out, but instead of using that, and of course it's going to vary greatly. Like if you live in Australia, I mean, you're going to need something a lot stronger, but for where we are, this works. So I wanted to, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know I love Animalio. So this is Evict. And what this is a blend of essential oils. These are veterinary grade essential oils. So these are the only essential oils that I use, and no, like, I am not affiliated with this company. This is not a paid advertisement. They have no idea that I'm even telling you about this. I just happen to love this product. I only use veterinary grade essential oils because I know they are 100% safe for me and my pets. And Evict is just one of the lines that they have, one of the blends that they have, which helps keep bugs away. Now, what you do is actually mix that in water, and this is just distilled water that I have some Evict essential oil mixed into, and I have it in a little spray bottle, so I can spray my dog's feet and undercoat if she walks outside, and it's going to help repel any fleas, ticks, other bugs, any other bugs. One thing that I actually love Evict. I love the way it smells. It reminds me of going camping when I was a kid. That's kind of what it smells like to me. It does have cedar wood in it, so it has that like really yummy cedar smell to it. So I happen to love it. But I did want to bring that up to you guys, and I also want to let you know that, and I'm keeping an eye on the comment or the chat section in case any of you post any other questions, especially if you have a question about what I'm talking about now. Go ahead and post it. But even if it's not about what I'm talking about, go ahead and post it so that I can get it answered before we end this live stream today. But one other thing that I want to tell you about fleas and ticks and other creepy crawlies is that the healthier your dog is, the healthier your cat is, the less likely they are going to be attracting these bugs. Because when you have a bug like a flea or a tick or even a heartworm, they are looking for a suitable host. And if your dog is in tip-top shape with an amazing immune system and they are just super healthy, super strong, they are not an ideal host. That's not saying that it's impossible, but they're not an ideal host for that specific, that relationship that we were talking about, relationships earlier, right? And that relationship between man and dog, or man and wolf at the time, was very symbiotic, right? So the relationship between a pest like a flea, tick, heartworm and your dog is not very symbiotic if they're not an ideal host for for that parasite, right? So parasites are really going to thrive on animals who are a little more sickly. Maybe their immune system isn't great. They have a compromised immune system, which can be done. I mean, there are so many different reasons why that could be, but if your dog is in tip-top shape, super healthy, has an incredibly strong immune system, they are not an ideal host for these parasites. So that's something else that I want to talk about. I'm pretty happy right now with how healthy our dog Kim is. I can do a little bit better, and I'm every day I work towards improving her health and her immune system, and it's something that I want you guys to just start thinking about with your pets too, because the healthier they are, they're no longer a good host for these parasites. So, we have to weigh all these different things when we're trying to figure out the best course of action and taking care of our pets the best way we can. And like I said, the more you know, the better you can do. So that was really what I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about today. I really appreciate all of the questions and comments that I'm getting in the chat section. If you have any more questions, now is the time to post them, because we are going to be ending the live stream here shortly. All right, Steven says, I'm a first-time viewer. Thank you so much, Steven. I really appreciate you being here today. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am blind and was wondering, what kind of dogs do you have? So, Steven, right now, we just have one dog, and she is a mix. She is about 14 pounds, and she's super cute. She has all blonde hair, pretty long hair, actually. Long blonde hair and brown eyes, a cute little brown nose, and I don't really know her breed, but I did have, oh gosh, I don't know if it's live anymore. So if you go to, I wonder when Embark Vet, they have a DNA test that you can do for your dog. And you just swab the inside of your dog's mouth, I believe, and you send that back in, and they will let you know what breed or what breeds your dog is mixed with. I think that is so cool. I have been wanting to do that for Kim for a really long time, and I put it on my Christmas wish list. They had a Black Friday sale going on, and let me see. I'm not sure if it ended yet or not. Today might actually be the last day, but if you go to jessicalfisher.com/specials, there'll be a link where you can go to their sale page with Embark Vet. So if you're interested in doing that for your dog, I'm not 100% sure if their Black Friday sale is still going on or not. If it is, I'm sure today is the last day. So I definitely check that out. But I'm really excited. I think I might be getting that for a Christmas gift this year, and I'm so excited about it. I really want to know what breeds she's mixed with. We were told when we adopted her that she was a Silky Terrier mix, but I have looked up Silky Terriers, and I don't know, she may have some Silky Terrier in her. I'm not sure. I'm really hoping to do the Embark test so we can tell for sure. I appreciate your question, Stephen. Thank you so much for asking. If you have a dog, let me know in the comments what kind of dog you have, because I'm very curious about all of that and everybody's dogs. JR says, do you have cats too? What's the best type of pet for an apartment. I do have cats. I have had cats since I was 18. And I love cats. What's the best type of pet for an apartment? Really, I mean, cats are amazing for apartments, but there are some dogs that are good for apartments too. Of course, there are birds and guinea pigs and hamsters, so it's really going to be more of what's going to best suit you and your family and your lifestyle. So I would look into all of that. There are dogs that are good for apartments as long as you're good about taking them out for walks like you're supposed to. You could certainly have a dog in an apartment as well. Thanks. Okay, Desiree says, thanks so much for the Invict info. Where can I buy it? So it's Animalio, which is, if you're in the group, I'll post about it. I have posted about it a ton, but I'll post about it again. If you're not in the group, I would recommend joining. Animalio, it's animal, ANIMALEO, which stands for essential oil. So ANIMALEO.info is where you're going to find Animalio essential oils. I can't talk about them enough because I have like a drawer full of a bunch of different blends from them. I absolutely love them. Let's see. Steven says, thank you for describing your girl. May I ask what her name is? Her name is Kimberly. I'm excited to listen to you. Thank you so much, Steven. Kim is like a little stuffed animal. She's amazing. She's wonderful. We love her to death, and I don't know what we would do without her. Desiree says, a Morkie owns us, LOL. Yes, totally understand. Steven says, can't have any dogs currently. Friends and families have dogs. Yeah, I know. I completely understand. We have to do what's best for us and for our pets. And if it's just not the best situation to bring a dog into, I completely understand. And I really appreciate that you're self-aware like that. That you're just not in a position to have a dog right now. But hey, you know what? You've got friends and family with dogs, so enjoy them. It's like grandkids, right? Isn't that what grandparents say? Grandkids are wonderful because you can play with them and love on them and spoil them and then send them back home to their parents. All right. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate all of the comments, all of the questions, all of the chat. Make sure to sign up. It's bit.ly/YT free train. And that's where you're going to get the sneak peek into the course. So that's going to be free training available to you. Go ahead and go there and sign up. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Don't forget about the super chat. Make sure to try it out on our next live stream. And if you are going through any of the videos on my channel, make sure to check out the applause button, which is right next to the live button. It really helps support my channel. And I just can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you for being here and for watching and for commenting and liking. I just really appreciate each and every one of you. Give your dogs or cats a big hug, or your family and friends' dogs and cats a big hug from us. And make sure to, even after the live stream is over, comment any questions you have. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you in our next live stream next Sunday.